These days, how a pair of headphones is built can be nearly as important as how they sound. I'm here today with a pair of headphones which promise to sound great while looking just as good. But do they live up to this promise? My name is Stephen Potter, and these are the Fidue A65s. So let's kick it off as normal with what's in the actually pretty nice box. You'll get a clothes clip to keep the wires organised, a carrying pouch that you might actually want to use, more on that in a little bit, 4 sets of ear tips in total, and of course the headphones themselves. I found that the small, double-flanged ear tips work best for me, but of course you should always go for the ones that you find most comfortable. Taking a closer look at the headphones, it's clear that a lot of work has been put into the design of these. The body has this really nice two-tone metal construction, and all of the connection points are metal clad as well, with a machine-spun finish. The wire has some fairly thick rubber insulation that does an okay job of preventing itself from tangling up, although these aren't the best at resisting tangling I've seen. Throughout the design, there are plenty of stress relievers that should hopefully help to increase the longevity of this pair of IEMs. Cable failure is the most common way for headphones like this to break, and considering that you can't replace the headphones on these, it's nice to see that some thought has been put into making sure that these last. Unfortunately, these plastic stress relievers are also probably the least durable part of the entire design. I tend to keep my headphones in a pocket with other items, and generally don't use a carrying case, and I quickly noticed that the plastic around here was getting pretty nastily scratched up. The copper-like finish on the body of these headphones also scratches up fairly easily, so if you're concerned with keeping these looking as good as possible, be sure to look after them better than I have. One thing that I really liked is that the right driver has this little bump on the connector, which means that rather than having to look around and check whether you've got the drivers the right way around, you can simply feel your way. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference to the experience of using these. Another thing I always like to see on a pair of earphones like these is an inline button for media controls, which works perfectly well. There's also a built-in microphone that sounds good enough for making a phone call, but not much else. So what are these like to wear? Well, they're pretty comfortable, although not the most comfortable I've ever tried. You can fairly easily wear them over or under ear. I found that under ear works best for me, and the selection of ear tips should provide a good enough range for most people. What's not so great is how easily these headphones get blocked up with moisture, leaving you with subpar sound quality for a while. This happens to all headphones to an extent, but it's far more common with these than other pairs I've tried, and I found that I really couldn't use these and expect good sound quality after a shower. I haven't really tried them after exercise, but I'd probably recommend going for a different pair if that's a major potential use case for you. With that out of the way, let's get on to how these sound. Throughout my listening time with these, one thing really stood out to me, and that's just how good the bass was. This is typically a weak area for this style of headphones, but the A65s manage to keep it well controlled, and it isn't really overemphasized unlike a lot of pairs. The mids are well defined, if a little harsh, and vocals generally sound great, although they get a little lost in the mix compared to some other pairs. I wouldn't call the sound signature of these flat, but it's certainly a lot less V-shaped than you might expect. Now, while Fidue do claim that these have an impressive soundstage on the box, honestly, it's nothing to write home about. It's not terrible, but I've definitely heard a lot better. So it might sound like I've been a bit harsh on these headphones over the course of this review, and to be honest I probably have. But when you have a set like this that really do such a good job across the board, the little things really become a lot more apparent. Sure, they might not be the most hard-wearing or water-resistant headphones out there, but the Fidue A65s are really well built, really good looking, and impressively good sounding. And what more can you ask for than that? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.